Build unshakable self-esteem, the triple column technique. Are you someone who has ever questioned their worth or skills and wish they could boost their self-esteem? Would you be interested in a simple but effective method that could help you change your negative thoughts into strong self-confidence? When we don't like ourselves, it can hurt our mental health and well-being in general. It can make us feel bad about ourselves, like we're not worth anything, and give us a skewed view of our skills and abilities. There are, however, useful ways to deal with low self-esteem and build a better image of oneself. And the triple column method is one of them. It's an easy but effective way to change how we think about ourselves. Each of us has times when we don't believe in ourselves or like ourselves very much. When low self-esteem lasts for a long time, though, it can have a big effect on our mental health and daily lives. If you have a bad opinion of yourself or feel like you're not good enough, even a small failure can become a huge problem. Beliefs like these can get so strong in us that we start telling ourselves and other people that they are true. This video talks about the effects of low self-esteem and gives useful tips on how to get over it, focusing on the triple column method. How low self-esteem affects your life. Parents, peers, friends, and social media can all have an effect on our low self-esteem when we are young. We get messages that are both good and bad about ourselves, but bad feelings tend to stick around longer than good ones, which makes it hard to live up to what other people expect of you. A low sense of self-worth makes us see ourselves and our lives in a weak and negative way. We might feel beaten, flawed, alone, and deprived. Low self-esteem can hurt you, so it's important to be aware of it and take steps to deal with it. Things that can lead to low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is caused by a number of different things. Some of these are bad situations, criticism, and comparing yourself to others. Messages from family, friends, and society can change how we see ourselves, which can make it hard to meet impossible standards. Especially when it comes to how we see ourselves, social media plays a big role. Constantly seeing edited and perfect versions of other people's lives can make you feel inadequate and give you a skewed view of reality. Figuring out these things that affect our self-esteem can help us take the steps we need to. How to spot negative self-talk. Recognizing and fighting bad self-talk is an important part of dealing with low self-esteem. A lot of the time, we tell ourselves negative things like, "I'm useless," or "nobody likes me." These thoughts make us feel even worse about ourselves by adding to our hopelessness and misery. We can start to build a stronger sense of self by becoming aware of these negative thoughts about ourselves and actively fighting them. This is where the triple column method comes in handy. How to raise your self-esteem, the triple column method. The triple column method, which was first written about by David Burns in Feeling Good, the New Mood Therapy, is a simple but very effective way to change the way we think about ourselves. There are 3 main steps: noticing and writing down negative thoughts about yourself, recognizing cognitive distortions, and practicing responding in a reasonable way. Notice and write down negative thoughts about yourself. Before you can start using the triple column method, you need to learn how to spot and write down your negative thoughts about yourself. Write down any negative thoughts about yourself that hurt you when you feel useless or bad about yourself in the left-hand column called automatic thoughts, or self-criticism. This step gives you a way to start questioning these thoughts and makes them more real. Find wrong ways of thinking. In the middle column, which is called cognitive distortion, try to figure out and write down the cognitive errors that show up in the feedback you give yourself. Our mind uses false thoughts to make us believe things that aren't true. These are called cognitive illusions. They make bad feelings and thoughts stronger. Think about mental filtering, overgeneralization, shoulds, chances, and musts, emotional reasoning, personalization, magnification, and minimization, disqualifying the positive, labeling, and jumping to conclusions. These are the 10 main cognitive distortions. Get used to giving logical answers. To fight the self-criticism, write reasonable, self-defending thoughts in the right-hand column, which is called rational response, or self-defense. You can build a more objective and strong view of yourself by arguing with these negative thoughts. If you say to yourself, "I'm always late," you can counter with a logical thought like, "I'm not always late, I'm usually on time." I can work on being more on time by doing things like leaving a little earlier. You can slowly boost your self-esteem and improve your general health by practicing rational responses. How cognitive distortions work. When using the triple column method, it is very important to understand the different cognitive errors. Mental filtering means focusing only on the bad things about a scenario and blocking out the good. When you think all or nothing, you don't see the shades of gray. You see things as they really are. Overgeneralization is when you think that one bad event shows that everything is bad. Should, chances, and musts are strict rules and expectations that we put on other people and ourselves, which can make us feel bad. Emotional thinking is when we think that how we feel is the truth, even when there is evidence to the contrary. Personalization means taking responsibility and the blame for bad things that happen that are out of our control. Magnification and minimization are ways of making bad things seem bigger than they really are and playing down good things. When you disqualify the positive, you say that positive events are not important. Labeling means giving ourselves or others bad names that don't allow for change. When you jump to conclusions, you make negative assumptions or forecasts without any proof. How to use the triple column method every day. It's important to use the triple column method every day in order to get the most out of it. It can make a big difference over time to work through the 3 steps every day for just 15 minutes. Once you learn the method better, it will be easier to spot and fight negative thoughts about yourself. It will become easier to use logical answers, which will help you feel better about your self-image and boost your self-esteem. If you can't think of any good answers at first, it's okay to step back or ask other people for help. The important thing is to keep training and make thinking logically and defensively about yourself a habit. Dealing with problems and getting stronger. Building self-esteem and getting over low self-esteem can be a long process that can be hard at times. During this process, you should be patient and kind to yourself. Remember that it takes time and work to change deeply ingrained thought patterns. Get around people who will back you and give you advice to help you stay on track. Focus on growth instead of perfection, and enjoy the little wins along the way. Using methods like the triple column method to work on your self-esteem can help you become more resilient and have a better view of yourself. Getting rid of low self-esteem is an important part of better our mental and physical health. Getting rid of negative self-talk and building a stronger self-image is easy and successful with the triple column method. Recognizing self-critical thoughts, cognitive distortions, and learning rational responses can help us feel better about ourselves and live fuller lives. Always keep in mind that building self-esteem takes time and repeated effort. You can get over low self-esteem and become a happier, more confident person with time, work, and the right methods. If you're ready to boost your self-esteem and embrace your true worth, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join us for more transformative tips and techniques to help you build a confident, unstoppable mindset.